The good news is if you need a fighter who's going to win against Donald Trump, you don't have to look any further than right here. I'm Christian Menefee, and I'm running for Congress in the 18th Congressional District to fight back against Donald Trump and win to protect our community. When I was growing up, there were many nights I would not have eaten were it not for the WIC program. There were many days I would have been at school on an empty stomach were it not for free lunch in our public schools. My parents would have never purchased their first home were it not for VA down payment assistance that let them put just $500 down to buy their first house when I was in high school. I never went to college without a Pell Grant. My brother almost certainly would have died from cancer without my parents' military insurance that fully funded his bone marrow transplant, and he's been in remission for more than 20 years. At every single step of the way, it was a thoughtful and helpful government. That's how you take a family like mine that sent more people to prison than to college, to me being the youngest person in the first African-American elected Harris County. But if you look at what Donald Trump is doing in this country right now, every single one of those programs that allowed a kid like me, that would allow an immigrant or anybody else in this country to have their fair shot at the American dream, Donald Trump is taking it away. They're cutting Pell Grants. They're cutting SNAP benefits. They're cutting health care. They're doing every single thing they can to tie our hands behind our back so we cannot have a fair shot in this economy. The good news is if you need a fighter who's going to win against Donald Trump, you don't have to look any further than right here. I've been fighting against Donald Trump for the past 4 years. I've been fighting against Greg Abbott for the past 4 years, and we've been beating him repeatedly. When he tried to cut health care programs in our communities, I sued him and beat him. When Ken Paxton tried to get votes thrown out in Harris County, I sued him and beat him. We need somebody who's going to go to Congress and who's going to not just talk about fighting, not just put up a fight and lose, but fight and win for our communities. I'm the person for that.